Episode 3 of The Chi may be setting up one of the most emotional and dangerous chapters of the season so far. After the fallout from Episode 2, tensions across the South Side continue rising. Relationships are becoming more fragile, and several characters appear closer than ever to making life-changing decisions. But according to the latest trailer, things are only getting darker from here. Emmett looks overwhelmed by the pressure surrounding his family and future. Bakari may be stepping toward a risky new opportunity that could completely change his path. And throughout the promo, the atmosphere feels heavier, colder, and more dangerous than ever before. Because in the Chi, every decision comes with consequences. And Episode 3 strongly suggests that some of those consequences are finally starting to catch up with everyone. The trailer teases emotional confrontations, growing distrust, and moments that hint several characters may soon reach breaking points they can't come back from. But the biggest question is this: who will survive the pressure, and who will finally crack under it? Let's break down everything hidden inside the Chi Season 8 Episode 3 trailer and what fans should expect next. The Chi Episode 3 trailer makes it very clear that Emmett is carrying more pressure than ever before. From the very beginning of the promo, he looks emotionally exhausted, distracted, and overwhelmed by everything happening around him. Several scenes show him sitting quietly in silence, arguing during tense conversations, and staring off as if the weight of his responsibilities is finally becoming too much to handle. And honestly, it's not hard to understand why. Throughout the season, Emmett has been trying to hold everything together at once: his family, his relationships, his responsibilities, and the emotional fallout from everything happening around him. But Episode 3 strongly suggests that balancing all of it may no longer be possible. One of the most emotional moments in the trailer comes when someone tells him, "You can't keep carrying everybody." That line feels incredibly important because it directly reflects the role Emmett has played for so long. He's always tried to protect the people around him, always tried to keep moving forward. But the trailer hints that constantly carrying everyone else's problems may finally be breaking him emotionally. There's also a tense moment where Emmett appears caught in a heated conversation before suddenly walking away frustrated. The trailer cuts quickly, but the emotion on his face says everything. He looks tired, not physically, emotionally. And that exhaustion could push him toward decisions that completely change his future moving forward. Another interesting detail is how isolated Emmett feels throughout the trailer. Even when surrounded by other people, the camera repeatedly frames him alone, almost emphasizing how disconnected he's becoming from everyone around him. That visual storytelling feels intentional, because Episode 3 may not just be about Emmett dealing with pressure. It may be about him finally realizing he can't keep surviving this way forever. One of the most intriguing storylines teased in the Episode 3 trailer revolves around Bakari and the mysterious new opportunity suddenly appearing in front of him. At first glance, it may seem like a chance for Bakari to finally move forward and leave some of his past struggles behind. But this is the Chi, and opportunities on the South Side rarely come without consequences. Throughout the trailer, Bakari appears tense, uncertain, and emotionally conflicted. Several scenes show him meeting with unfamiliar people, listening carefully during serious conversations, and looking like someone trying to decide whether he's about to make the best decision of his life, or the worst. That tension feels incredibly important because Bakari has spent much of his journey trying to escape cycles that keep pulling him back into dangerous situations. Every time it seems like he's finding stability, something drags him toward another difficult choice. And Episode 3 strongly hints that this new opportunity may come with hidden risks he doesn't fully understand yet. One particularly interesting moment shows Bakari sitting silently while someone off-camera says, "You want more for yourself? Then prove it." That line feels loaded with pressure, because it suggests Bakari may be entering a situation where he has something important to gain, but also a lot to lose. There's also a quick shot of Bakari looking visibly nervous before the trailer abruptly cuts away. The editing there feels intentional, almost like the promo is hiding the real reason he's afraid. And that raises a huge question: is Bakari stepping into a legitimate opportunity or walking directly into another dangerous trap? The trailer never fully answers that question, but the atmosphere surrounding his storyline feels darker than hopeful. And in a season already filled with emotional tension and survival decisions, Bakari may soon find himself facing a choice that changes everything about his future. Beyond the individual storylines, one of the biggest things the Episode 3 trailer highlights is how emotionally fractured the South Side has become. The atmosphere throughout the promo feels colder, heavier, and far more tense than earlier episodes in the season. Nearly every scene carries a sense of exhaustion, pressure, or emotional distance between characters who once seemed more connected. And that shift feels intentional. Because Episode 3 no longer feels focused on people simply trying to survive day-to-day life. Now it feels like everyone is slowly being pushed toward breaking points. Several quick moments in the trailer show arguments, silent stares, uncomfortable conversations, and people walking away from each other emotionally drained. Even scenes that should feel calm carry underlying tension, almost as if nobody fully trusts anyone anymore. That growing division may become one of the most important themes of the episode. One particularly powerful shot shows multiple characters standing in the same room while barely speaking to each other. The silence says more than words ever could. It feels like everyone is carrying pain privately, while pretending everything is still under control. But underneath the surface, things are beginning to crack. The trailer also repeatedly emphasizes isolation. Emmett looks emotionally alone. Bakari looks uncertain about where he belongs. And several supporting characters appear caught between loyalty, survival, and frustration. That emotional distance creates a dangerous atmosphere because once trust begins disappearing, people start making decisions based on fear instead of connection. And in the Chi, fear usually leads to consequences. Another important detail is how visually dark the trailer feels compared to previous episodes. The colder lighting, quieter music, and tense pacing all create the sense that something major is approaching. Not necessarily one single event, but a collapse of stability across multiple storylines at the same time. By the end of the trailer, the South Side no longer feels united. It feels divided, emotionally exhausted, and dangerously close to unraveling. So what do you think happens next in the Chi Season 8, Episode 3? Can Emmett continue carrying the pressure surrounding his family and responsibilities? Or is he finally approaching a breaking point he may not recover from? Is Bakari truly stepping toward a better future, or walking directly into another dangerous situation that could change everything for him? And perhaps the biggest question of all, is the South Side beginning to emotionally fall apart under the weight of everything these characters have been through? Because that's what makes this trailer feel so powerful. The danger in Episode 3 doesn't just come from outside threats. It comes from exhaustion, from pressure, from people slowly reaching emotional limits they can no longer hide. Every storyline now feels heavier. Relationships are becoming more fragile. Trust is disappearing. And several characters look like they're only one bad decision away from completely changing their futures forever. The trailer makes it clear that this season is no longer simply about survival. It's about consequences. And Episode 3 may be the moment where those consequences finally begin catching up with everyone. Drop your predictions and theories in the comments below because this episode feels like it could become a major turning point for the entire season. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more the Chi trailer breakdowns, predictions, hidden clues, and future updates every week.